All right. Thanks everybody for coming. This is the latest in our Smarts and Sense series, where we take a look at things affecting businesses and just the kind of the area in general. Today our presentation is by Fidium Fiber, who will be talking about internet access and different ways to do that, and to maybe some of you aren't quite happy with what you're getting now. And yeah, so with that, looks like everything's rolling. So I would like to introduce Sarah Pelkey, who will be taking us through the presentation.
Awesome. Thank you, Kevin. Good afternoon, everyone. As Kevin said, my name is Sarah Pelkey, and I am the direct supervisor for all our residential sales in the state of Vermont for our Fidium Fiber product. Joining me today is Beth Butler. She is one of the direct sales reps within the state of Vermont, and her focus area over the last 3 months has been Barre and Montpelier. So I thought it was really fitting to have Beth join us today. Beth, do you want to say hello really quickly?
Hello, everyone.
We're so excited to be here. And I'm going to keep this extremely loose, and we'll go through the presentation. It's probably going to be about 15-20 minutes. And then Beth and I are going to just open it up for any questions for anything that we have going on in the state of Vermont with Fidium Fiber. The base of this presentation is really going to be talking about cutting the cord and what that truly means for the residents in the state of Vermont. We will cover, a little bit of history and background of the company, just so that we can get our bearings. But for the main purpose of this presentation, it really is about cutting the cord for the residents that live here in the state of Vermont. So welcome, Fidium Fiber. It's a new experience. It's here and it's fast. Come on. There it is. Okay. So the future is fiber, and you finally have a choice, Vermont. And I always like to say you finally have a choice, because there's not a lot of competition throughout northern New England. You go out west and you go into some of the big cities, and they have multiple providers, and people really do have the option to choose their prices and what they want and the provider that they decide. Over the last, decade, years, it's been a lack of choice here in Vermont. So the feedback we get from the residents is, oh, it's really nice to finally be able to choose. And why does it matter that you get to choose? Why does it matter that fiber optics is finally here in the state of Vermont? As September 2021 Pew Research study puts it, living on the wrong side of the digital divide brings serious costs in terms of lost opportunity. And that phrase right there has always stood out to me, because if the pandemic did anything, it really taught us that reliable, affordable, high quality broadband, it's not a luxury anymore, it's a necessity. For our residents in Vermont and northern New England to be successful, whether it be working from home, whether it be doing remote doctor's appointments or schooling, you have to have a good internet connection. It's really hard to function even as a business or a POS system without it. And if the options aren't out there for good broadband, then how can you be successful where you sit? So that's the digital divide that this research study says. And so our goal with Fidium and Consolidated Communications as a company is to make sure that we are providing opportunities so that residents don't feel like they're on that negative side of the digital divide. So why fiber? And I always say the big three, because it's strong, it's reliable, and it's fast. There's so many reasons we need fiber. And I'm sure many of you over the course of the last 3 years have done working from home, doing Zooms and FaceTimes just like this, doing, whether you're part of the community with the chamber or Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions, whatever you take part in as a business, or, even personally, you couldn't do those things, or we couldn't maintain those things without a good, reliable internet connection. And I can't see everyone right now, but this is where I would ask for hands of like, how many of you fell off of a Zoom call? How many of you saw the spinning wheel of death, like during those times? And how frustrating can it be? So when we're able to bring the solution through fiber optics, it's really awesome. And it's really innovating in a lot of ways. So just a few things to note is, you can do telemedicine, online ordering, whether that's groceries, medicine, whatever it may be. You can do your work from home. If you have kids or grandkids, they're able to do their schooling from home if need be. There's just so many perks to it. On top of saving money, right? That's the whole purpose of being able to bring a good broadband provider in, is it's reliable, so we can offer good prices. This kind of puts the fiber versus cable into perspective. And I love this, this graph, because it really just shows the speeds and how impactful it can be. So this is an example of an average time to download a 2-hour movie. So if you work from home, or you have business that you conduct that requires downloading and uploading documents, files, taxes. I always say taxes because it's tax season, but this is really important. On fiber optics, you can download something like a 2-hour movie or a large file for work at 40 seconds, compared to cable, which it would be about 7 minutes. If you did it on the old DSL, which we know a lot of people in the state of Vermont are still on DSL, and it's really sad when you see that, but that's 30 minutes. So it really puts into perspective the speeds that we're able to offer. So why build a future-proof network? Why is this important? Why are we doing this? I mean, as technology expands, we have to keep up with the times. So over the last 2 years, we have been able to provide fiber optics as an option, I should say, to over 9,000 addresses just in Barre, Vermont. 8,500 addresses in Montpelier. So you look at that and you say, wow, like almost 20,000 addresses when it's all said and done, just in Barre and Montpelier. And Beth is tried, true, and tested. She has knocked Montpelier. She has knocked Barre. Maybe you've seen her at your doors, but people are excited about this. And the fact that, like I said, they have an option and they're able to go with the technology as we expand. So with that being said, this year, we are going to be building and offering fiber optics to 2,500 addresses in Waterbury. And we're on a build plan throughout the state of Vermont that's going to take us out 3, 4, 5 years from now. And the reason we're doing this is because it's great infrastructure, it's reliable, it's innovating, and it's building a future-proof network for businesses and for residents. So who's Fidium Fiber anyways? I talked a lot about why fiber's awesome and important, but who are we? Who am I? Who is Beth? We are part of Consolidated Communications. Fidium Fiber is our fiber brand. And I always say this is like Ford to Mustang, right? So Consolidated is the umbrella and Fidium Fiber is our elite product. And if you look at this map here, it really shows you where our focus has been over the last couple years. The orange is where we're running our fiber lines. So we're really dense in the Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine area. And the reason that we're dense in this area is because a lot of these residents and businesses are really underserved. So we work with local government, we work with towns, we work with grants to really partner and be able to bring this infrastructure to Northern New England. So with that being said, we've done almost well, now this is probably a couple months out of date, but we've done over 60,000 fiber route miles. We're in over 23 states. We keep launching Fidium in other states as well, but Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine are the first, and they're really special in that aspect because they're underserved. So when we built the brand Fidium, we didn't just come up with the name and roll it out and say, this is it, we're gonna do this fiber thing. We really did our research, and we talked to customers in our markets to find out what does the customer like and what don't they like about their internet provider. And some of the things were very obvious, right? Customer service. I don't know about you, but I've definitely had some run-ins with customer service that aren't so pretty and they aren't so helpful. So one of the biggest things that we focus on within Fidium is providing an amazing customer experience. And that is the top priority. And that means through our support, that means through our pricing, that means through our speeds. So these are all of the things that we highlight and we focus on. We want to be able to provide the customer with exceptional service, a direct connection to their home, but then also have the resources they need when they have questions and they need that support. Which leads me into the 4 steps to cutting the cord. And that's why we're here today. Over the last year and a half, we have found in Northern New England, one of the biggest barriers and challenges that we run into when we're door knocking, we're at events, is customers are unsure how to come off of their old cable. If you're in a bundle with Comcast, whether you're with Spectrum or a dish, whatever it may be, you're on your cable, you've been on your cable for years and years, and you're really unsure, okay, how do I figure out this whole streaming thing? And I put it in quotes because it's like some people are really scared of that term. And rightfully so, because when you're used to doing cable for as long as you have, this is new. So we've put together some steps, and we're really trying to break down that barrier to help customers stream. So before we even get into what those 4 steps are, we have to ask, why should somebody cut the cord? So we came up with, you should consider cutting the cord because not only does it save you time, but it saves you money. And at the end of the day, who doesn't like to save money? And I've had a lot of people come up to me at events and, even at the doors and like, I've been looking into this streaming thing and I know it can save me money. I just need to figure out how to do it. And I always like to say, well, once we get you there, it's really easy, but we got to get you there. And yes, you do save money in the long run. And I always say you get to a la carte your experience. And when I say a la carte, it's really like picking and choosing what you want and what you don't want from your channels. So if I quickly just run through what some of those 4 steps are, because there are 4 basic steps. The first one being getting a basic streaming device. Okay. So if you already have a smart TV, then you're ahead of the game. So you have a smart TV, and now it's just a matter of understanding your streaming services. If you don't have a smart TV, then it's usually recommended to get some sort of device to help convert your services. So those devices are called Rokus, they're called Fire Sticks, Google Chromecast. There's a lot of different names for them, and they're at any tech store, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, but you can get a basic streaming device and either convert your television, or if you already have a smart TV, you're ahead of the game there. So that would be step 1. Step 2 is really comparing different TV streaming options. So if you want to stream live TV, then you need to find the right applications. Fidium Fiber does not provide a streaming service. We provide the internet that allows you to stream, but we have partners such as DirecTV Stream or YouTube TV that could be partnered with so that you can have different TV options. There's over 60 channels and over like tons of titles that you can do with just Philo. That's an example of an application. So there's a ton of different applications like Philo, Pluto TV, DirecTV Stream, YouTube TV, and the list goes on. So it's really researching those different TV streaming options. Step 3 is adding other streaming applications. So if you want to start streaming live TV, you can skip the next point. So however, part of the fun of cutting the cord is selecting different on-demand streaming options. So again, doing your research and really understanding what channels you want to keep and which ones you don't. So what I usually will tell customers is go through your channel list and make a list of all the TV channels that you want to keep. And then the ones that you can do without, you don't need to add those to the list. And then we can really help you identify what streaming applications you're going to need to have this conversion be successful. And then once that's done, it's really at that point just canceling your cable. And this is the scariest step, right? If you're really used to what you've always done, it can be hard to just say, all right, I'm going to cancel it. But once you cancel that, you're now able to a la carte all these options and start streaming. And how does Fidium help with finally cutting the cord? We are able to provide the internet, the fast, reliable internet for folks to be able to do this. Without a good internet connection, you cannot stream all of these different options. So what you're seeing here is the different plans that folks can choose from in terms of their internet provider. So we have the 2 gig, the 1 gig, the 250 meg, and the 50 meg. You can see our plans range from $85 all the way to $35. If you are going to solely stream and you're going to cut that cord and no longer do cable, I always recommend going with the 2 gig or the 1 gig package just because it is over a gig of speed. And that's 1,000 megabytes per second upload and download speed. And some of the things that we do to make it even easier for customers is we don't charge for an installation. If you go with the 1 gig, there's no contracts. We'll provide Wi-Fi extenders if you need them. And our customer service is amazing. And Beth, for example, Beth's on here. She's one of our rock stars here in the state of Vermont. And I know she has sat with customers and helped them set up their streaming services and really made sure that before, she leaves that customer, that they feel comfortable with what's coming next. Same thing with our installation team. Our installation team is great and really helping that customer understand, okay, now you have the good internet, and here's the streaming options. But that can all be worked through and talked through with our direct reps as well. So with all that being said, that was a lot of information I threw at you at once. I totally understand that, but people in Vermont are figuring it out. They are changing to this option. And I just wanted to share a few bits of what people in Vermont are saying. So this is all from our Facebook pages. One person said, we finally have an option. This is great news. A product of Consolidated Communications. I have them in New Hampshire and they are awesome. The price is half of what they pay with Xfinity. Consolidated is adding Fidium Fiber high quality Wi-Fi service. So I just want to highlight that half the price is true through and through, because I know, and I can let Beth speak to this towards the end, but I know I've knocked on many doors and been at many events where people say, I'm paying $250 a month for my bundle with Xfinity, or I'm paying $150 just for my internet with Spectrum. And I mean, it's no surprise to me anymore because I've heard it so much, but it is crazy to know that folks are paying in the high hundreds or even the mid 200s when they can pay $70 for their internet and $70 for a streaming service. I mean, that can save people anywhere from $50 to $100 a month. And we've seen people go from $250 to $150 for everything that they had before. And it's really cool when you're able to do that for somebody. Oh, my dog just barking his toy. Give me that, buddy. Sorry. Supporting local is the way to go. So one of the things that we truly believe as a company is that we want to support local first. So here's a few things. You've probably seen us out in the community in a couple different ways, but we're part of the Berries Farmers Market. We're part of the Berry Partnership. Obviously, we're a member of the chamber, and down in the right-hand corner there, that's a picture of us at your annual meeting that we were able to sponsor. We work with Montpelier Alive on, we were sponsoring the skating rink party. We've been at the Taste of Montpelier. We've partnered with local businesses, and that's, we don't have a storefront in the state of Vermont. So one of the ways that we like to get in front of customers is by working with local businesses and, buying $200-300 worth of gift cards and raffling them off. So at Enna's, that's exactly what we did. We did a small pop-up event. We bought $200 worth of gift cards, and we were able to raffle and hand those out. So we love to do that with local business. It's important for us. It's a win-win for both parties. But, local is the way to go for us. And that's why, we're here today. So I just did a lot of talking. Thank you so much for listening. At this point, I would love to just open up the room and the chat for questions. I can stop sharing my screen so I can see everybody. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so Kim, Erin, Deborah, are there any questions for myself or Beth that we can help answer while we're here?
So I was wondering about East Montpelier and